Lexington storm sewers are a system of underground pipes and open stream channels designed to carry excess water, the water that is not absorbed by the ground, away from an area or street so that it will not flood. The storm sewers are often confused with the system of pipes that carry sewage from the internal plumbing that connects homes, businesses, and factories in Lexington to the two wastewater treatment plants. The wastewater is treated, removing most contaminants before it is released back into a creek. Unlike that wastewater, the stormwater runoff flows directly into the creeks that make up Fayette County's 9 watersheds. If the runoff contains pollutants, it spreads that contamination into creeks and eventually into the Kentucky River, the source of drinking water for our city. Think of all the contaminants, some of which you cannot see, in the runoff as it flows across the ground. Things like animal waste, lawn chemicals like fertilizers and herbicides, soil, motor oil, and antifreeze from driveways. In February 2006, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the Commonwealth of Kentucky sued Lexington for violating the Federal Clean Water Act. The suit was settled in 2008 by an agreement known as the Consent Decree that requires Lexington to fix its sanitary sewers and to implement stormwater pollution control measures so that the pollution of creeks is stopped. Lexington will spend tens of millions of dollars to fix its storm sewers, but some improvements have already been completed. One project is the $2.1 million Sugar Mill Flood Mitigation Project. 4 box culverts were replaced in the Valley and Pine Meadows neighborhoods off of Versailles Road. New storm sewer lines were constructed, and a large detention basin was built to help control flooding in the area. The McConnell Springs Wetlands Pond Project used money from a Clean Water Act grant to restore a wetland area and provide pollution controls to keep the pond healthy. Additionally, a boardwalk and educational signs were installed so that visitors to McConnell Springs can learn about water quality and wildlife in the area. Lexington is also making it easier for businesses, nonprofits, educational institutions, and other members of the community to take on their own innovative stormwater projects. Lexington's water quality management fee not only funds city-led stormwater improvements, but it also provides financial assistance to stormwater projects in the community through the Stormwater Quality Incentive Grants program. These grants fund projects that improve water quality, address stormwater runoff, and educate the public about water quality. Lexington is also implementing programs to reduce stormwater runoff pollution from industrial areas, construction sites, and other locations that have the potential to allow pollutants into our creeks. Impaired or polluted creeks in Fayette County have been identified in 8 of its 9 watersheds. Pollutants include sewage, animal waste, sediment and silt, and nutrients from fertilizer and yard waste. They have been found in streams as far apart as Town Branch and North Elkhorn Creek. A watershed is the region or area drained by a major creek or river or other body of water. The watersheds in Fayette County range from the huge North Elkhorn watershed in northeast Fayette County to the urbanized Wolf Run watershed in the West End. There are many things Fayette County residents can do to decrease the amount of pollutants in stormwater runoff, as simple as picking up pet waste or leaving grass clippings on your lawn, to creating and installing a rain garden to soak up excess rainwater. Many Fayette Countyans are becoming more aware of the pollution resulting from yard care.
When you fertilize, you want to make sure that you soil test. We offer soil testing services here at Cooperative Extension. In Fayette County, there's a $6 charge for that, and we'll tell you what nutrients you need. We don't test for nitrogen, we just give you the recommended rate. You can take 25% off of that number if you're recycling or using a mulching mower. That's a good practice. When you do feed, it's important to apply your fertilizer. You don't want to put it down right before a pending rainstorm. That'll wash a lot of the fertilizer off the lawn into the storm drains. You don't want that. You also want to be careful when applying to keep it off of sidewalks, driveways, those sorts of things, because that has nowhere to go other than into our storm sewers. I should also speak to mowing heights. 3 inches high for fescues are going to be the ideal place to be. And when your grass is tall, healthy, lush, it has deeper roots, it's more resistant to drought, and it will help compete with a lot of the weeds itself, so you don't have to. If you'll follow those tips, you can have a nice lawn, we'll have healthier stormwater, and we can all be better for it.
You can prevent stormwater pollution in your yard also by doing your duty or picking up your pet waste. Pet waste contains viruses and bacteria that can pollute our water and lead to degraded stream quality. So when your dog is in your yard, make sure you're cleaning up after it, and also make sure you're cleaning up when you're on a walk or when you're at a park. Bring a plastic bag with you and dispose of that in the trash. You can also make sure that your car is being environmentally friendly. Check your driveway, check where you park on the street. If there are fluids leaking from your car, either fix that or put a drip pan underneath, because those fluids make it to the street, and that of course goes into our creeks and streams. You can also make sure that you're recycling motor oil after you change your own oil. One of the most common types of stormwater pollution, and I'm sure that you see it every day, is litter and cigarette butts. And it's really easy to prevent this. Just make sure that you are disposing of all of your trash and everything that needs to go in the garbage or in the recycling in the proper containers. Make sure you bag your trash when you put it in your Herbie or your other trash container so that it doesn't blow out. And make sure that if you are a smoker that you never throw cigarette butts on the ground.
2 good environmentally responsible, proactive, and fun ways of dealing with stormwater runoff at your home or business are installing a rain barrel to collect and store rainwater from your roof, and planting a rain garden to help water quality and enhance the landscape.
Rain gardens collect the water that comes off of usually the roof of a house, sometimes a driveway, other impervious surfaces or surfaces that water cannot absorb into. The rain garden collects that water, lets it sit for up to 2 days maximum, and then it will let the water soak in and recharge groundwater supplies. It also eliminates that water from going over your lawn, picking up extra lawn chemicals, picking up dog waste, picking up automotive fluids, and going into the storm drain, which goes directly into the creeks. If you plant a rain garden, the water will come in, and like I said, it's usually planted in a depression. There's one behind me that you can see. Plants in the rain garden don't have to be wetland plants. A lot of times people get confused by that. Because the rain garden most of the time is going to be dry and the water will only stay in there for a few days, you don't want plants that need to be in water all the time. If somebody is interested in building a rain garden, there's an organization that serves Central Kentucky called the Bluegrass Rain Garden Alliance. You can go to www.bluegrassraingardenalliance.org, and there's a section on there for a manual, and it'll give you step-by-step instructions on how to build a rain garden. Another thing that you can do to help alleviate some of the pollutants that run off of your property is install a rain barrel. This is an example of a lily that the city offers for $75. First of all, the reason it works is it can hold about 55 gallons of water and prevent that water from running off of your property. It's also a really great way to water flower gardens, vegetable gardens, things like that throughout when there's a drought, or even just in between rains. It's a pretty easy system. You have to cut off your downspout, and then there's a hole here where you put your downspout into the rain barrel. After that, when it's filled up and you're ready to use it, there are 2 spigots on the side. The lowest one is often used for a soaker hose if you want to put something around your vegetable garden, and it'll slowly drain out then through your soaker hose and keep your vegetables or plants watered throughout the week. The other one, the higher one, is for a bucket or a watering can, and you can just stick it under there and water it that way.
Call LexCall at 311 or 425-2255 and keep your own yard and driveway free of pollutants, and give back to the environment instead of taking from it by using rain barrels and rain gardens so you can live green in Lexington.